Hi, this is Graham Jeacocke. I want to chat about the value of discipline. Now, the reason I was bringing this up is because I'm going through all the albums. Rolling Stones magazine have listed 500 albums and they've rated them subjectively, but if you don't know the name of the album's title, how do you begin to start? So you have an album's name, so you start by looking at the albums and just going through them. But when it got to Kurt Cobain, I found out, well, I knew this before I played the album Nevermind, but I looked at more background into it, and I found that he what was it? He was part of a Christian family, a strict Christian family, I think, and I don't know anything more of that because I've not looked into it, but it got me thinking about some things, and we all know what happened to Kurt Cobain. The gun and killing himself. Now, I want to talk, as I said, about the value of discipline. Now, I don't know how the family behaved, being a Christian family, okay? But I know the value of discipline. Now, this is where it gets ugly, because atheism generally sends up Christianity. Now, we know the facts. Kurt is dead, okay? Now, Kurt had an opportunity to be with a Christian family, to ground him. Now, we don't know what the thoughts of the people in Kurt's life and their attitudes to Christianity. We don't know how much mocking Kurt received, or even Kurt himself did. But I did read that Kurt, for a brief period of time, focused, and he had a period of relief. Now, this is why atheism is a minefield to people, because unbeknown to you, you're taking away a person's possibility of hope to survive in this world. Now, it's how do you determine strictness? Now, if you look at the army, now what's a Stanley Kubrick film, Full Metal Jacket? The strictness of how the soldiers and the regime caused this frustration in this young man, and he himself got up because he had had enough and put a gun in his, I think it was it his mouth, or under his, I think it was under Yeah, I think that's what it was. But here is the scrutiny of something that is strict. But here, strictness is not a... What we are... The problem with strictness of a Christian, right, or strictness of a soldier, attitude to another soldier, is people choose to have their own standards of doing things. They say, I'm going to do it my way. Frank Sinatra was famous for his song, I've done it my way. But he got a lot of grief in his life. So, and this is a problem when you're disciplining someone. It's very easy to fall back on relying on how you think people should be behaving. Now, God disciplined his people, okay? But he laid laws how to treat them. Now, if you look at the New Testament, okay, God has set out how to treat people. Because an atheist doesn't have a leg to stand on. If I quote a passage, how the disciples have commanded Christians to behave, to love, to be kind, where does an atheist justify that a Christian is being cruel to people? Now, in reference to the Old Testament and God and punishment, now, are atheists blind to what they read? Before God gave the law to the Israelites stoned people because they learned the practice through the Egyptians. They learned to hurt people by witnessing other nations doing it. Okay? And God chose to reveal how people were to behave, and he gave them rules. They weren't just arbitrary rules. They were rules to change the heart of the individual. Now, I could quote many laws of my country, of the country of England, okay? They don't change the heart of the individual. They tell you not to do something. You see, the rules of the Ten Commandments have two roles. Roles, yeah. Words can have more than one purpose. They can tell you as a command to do something or not to do something, but they also are reflecting a part of the human being that makes a human being what an atheist desires a human being to be. You see, when you make recipes, right, or when you're cooking food, you always have a key ingredient to get that right, the taste that you want and desire. but everybody desires. That's why they have labels. If you go into your supermarket and choose spices, what do they have? They have specific names because there's a specific taste. It gets to the root of the problem. Now, the Ten Commandments gets to the root of the problem of the human being. Now, the reason why Israelites did bad was they never obeyed these rules. Now, I'm sure atheists have mums and dads, okay? And they themselves are parents over their children. Now, do you ever get frustrated? Or were your parents ever frustrated when you disobeyed them? Now, picture God. So what is God to do? Is he just to let the Israelites do what they like? You see, God has a reputation. He is just. And if he didn't act, he would not have been just. My goodness, atheists educate themselves in the law. And on the outside of your courts, you have written courts of justice. Do you have any idea of what this refers to? Or do you just put words because they sound important? So, you will always find a person. You see, there's a very fine line between the value of discipline and strictness. People confuse the two. The value of discipline is strictness. The value of discipline that a coach instills in their athlete to be the best at what they choose to be good at. You have to discipline yourself. Anyway, I think I've said what I wanted to say, and I hope it got aired in the way that was meant to be heard. So, I hope you have a nice day, and I'll probably see you again sometime.